Welcome to the room, truth on the mic. Healing the soul, we rise and ignite. Mind, body, spirit aligned in the flame. War room tribe, we roar in our name. The Roar Room. Our tribe, our truth. The lights dim, the air shifts, and every heartbeat in this room starts to sink like a drum, calling its people home. We are the ones who rise when the world gets loud. We are the ones who speak when silence tries to swallow us whole. We are the ones who walk in with fire in our chests and purpose in our bones. This is our tribe, the ones who refuse to shrink, the ones who choose courage over comfort, the ones who know that truth isn't whispered, it's roared. So step in, stand tall, let the world hear what it tried to quiet. Because in this space, in the Roar Room, we don't hide who we are. We don't dim our light, we don't apologize for our power. We speak, we rise, we roar. Our tribe, our truth.
There we go. All right, welcome to the War Room. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
All right, there we go. All right, welcome to the War Room 429, 2026. We're fastly approaching May. We got May Day coming up, right? Illuminati birthday on Friday.
Yep. 1776, May 1st, right?
Yeah.
So what was really 1776 back, right? So Trump was King Charles, descendant of Vlad named Taylor, right?
Yeah.
Proven fact. And his lust for blood, right?
Oh, yeah.
So what happened?
Vampires.
Did we ever really win for Britain? I don't think so. Because we operate under color of law, under the crown, right?
So we're going to hop right into this today, or tonight. Right here, we got Kash Patel announces the indictment of former FBI Director James Comey for allegedly threatening to kill President Trump based on his 8647 social media post. Patel says they investigated this case for 9/11 months. I don't know why he wanted to do the 9/11. Well, why do y'all think he wanted to do the 9 to 11 months?
Knowing what we know now, he's like the lowest one on the totem pole to go after.
Right. How many assassination attempts? Right?
Wow.
How many assassination attempts? And all it took was Seashells by the Seashore, which is the name of tonight's show, Seashells by the Seashore. All right, next up will be Jack Posobiec and everybody that posted 8646 when Biden was president.
Yep.
So he'll be next, and then whoever else posted anything. If you posted anything about Biden being on a tailgate or hanging,
But that was okay for them to do it.
they think that's okay until things switch. So if you posted anything about Biden hanging or hang them all or hang Biden or 86 Joe Biden, get ready, because after we get done with the Seashells by the Seashore,
Right, and
next.
that kind of goes with the if you read the book of Enoch, right? Talks about the beast coming out of the sea
Right.
and the people stand against him. I think that has something to do with that. Rise up, the people. There's more people than the beast, right?
Yeah. So the DOJ is looking into these seashells by the seashore. I think we got maybe I found a couple people here collecting seashells. Just got to keep an eye on them, make sure they don't spell out or write out 8646 or 8647.
That's Dawn. Dawn and her girlfriend.
We
Going
got them.
She's going to
Look,
collect her little sprinkles.
look, they committed crimes against humanity, but seashells by the seashores was the final straw.
Right.
Right? Crimes against humanity, but seashells. Oh, here's another one. We got another DOJ's investigating this one too.
Oh, gee whiz,
Uh,
that would be Dawn. Shit, that's her all over the place.
yeah, somebody put a heart, what looks to be a heart, but it could be a pedophile logo. We don't know yet.
Oh, I take it as a heart. I wouldn't. Yeah, I would hope that it would just be a heart.
That's. I mean, yeah, but they do use those symbols like a butterfly. It's like, we take it as innocent. They take it as code for something darker.
Right.
They speak to each other about.
So the hypocrisy is through the roof with this, and it's really comical of all the things you could have charged James Comey with or anyone actually, and this is the case you bring. Like we're all supposed to what jump? This is the second time around, ain't it?
Yeah.
Is this the Yeah, it's the second time around. Yeah, seashells by the seashore is
Oh,
biblical.
there was something about his daughter just the other day in the news break. His daughter. I'll look for it. Okay.
Okay.
The screen a little bit bigger here. Here we go. All right, so I got a lot to cover tonight. I'm gonna go down the line. Try not to be too redundant on some of the things. All right, I know people are getting tired of hearing the same old shit from. Uh,
Wait, so you're telling me in the future, people just stare at a little box all day?
And in the future, you don't even own the music, you just pay every month to borrow it? Like, if you stop paying, the music just disappears?
Wait, so before people eat, they take a picture of the food and show strangers? And the strangers like and comment on it? So in the future, everyone has their own phone and they use it to type messages instead of call? And if someone calls you without typing it first, it's considered rude? So you're telling me in the future people just post their diary for everyone to see?
Some people get paid for it.
For their diary? And in the future a little box just tells you where to go? Turn by turn? And people still get lost?
If you want food from a restaurant, you just tap the box and a stranger brings it to your door? And you pay extra for that?
And then you rate the stranger? Our moms always say don't talk to strangers. But in the future, everyone just talks to strangers all day on the little box and shows them their house and their kids. So in the future, nobody ever just sits with the quiet, like ever? That sounds really exhausting. In the future, everyone's connected to everything and people are still lonely. Okay, but do we at least still stay outside until the streetlights come on?
nope.
No.
You
Well, that's
rarely
what we used to
you
do.
rarely come outside
Yeah, it's sad.
before the streetlights come on.
Yeah, it
Right.
was a good night if you could watch the lightning bugs. Like that was good.
Oh yeah.
Otherwise, it was like, no, get in here and get washed up. We're having dinner.
We would eat our cereal, watch some cartoons, go out and play, come back, grab some lunch. We usually went to the school and ate on top of the bleachers, and then We didn't come home till the light porch came on.
Yeah,
For
you
real.
didn't have to go in to go pee like that. You just really didn't hardly ever.
No. I mean,
And then
yeah,
you got the street light that makes that noise. You don't even have to hear it coming on yet. It goes, starts coming on.
yeah,
Right?
yeah.
You hear that noise, but yet it's starting to crank up. You're like, all right, it's time to go in. You start hearing it throughout the neighborhood.
And if you didn't come in when that porch light came on,
Oh, don't even talk about that.
no dinner. And you're like starving because you played all damn day. Yeah, I remember that.
So you're telling me people post pictures of their children for strangers to see?
Yeah,
Yeah.
really. I don't even
Seen
like
that the other
really,
day.
I don't like really putting butt up, to be honest. I don't-
But that's your dog.
Oh, yeah.
I'm talking about
I
kids.
know, I know, but he's still, he's my guy.
Yeah. I seen somebody post pictures of their kids the other day, their grandkids, and they were all like at some recital or whatever, and the girls and stuff were in the little gymnasium. So they're posting pictures of your kids at the gymnasium for strangers to see in the climate that we're in, right, with everything that's coming out, posting pictures of your grandchildren and your children on Facebook isn't the way to go right now.
No,
People
and
think,
I've noticed a lot of the younger um, parents, they have a picture, but they always have their kid's face turned back, right? They know better now not to put their child's face on there, which is good.
Hey, was this Tim on TikTok when he was young?
Oh, he looks like Hawk. That guy Hawk.
oh yeah, it does, doesn't it?
It does.
This new generation is so soft, says the same people who were crying 50 years ago over having to share a water fountain with a black person. This new generation.
Yeah, you can't call them soft.
No,
You ain't taking it.
no.
These kids are coming in with the knowledge. They're not playing
I'm
around.
telling you, they're different, and that's
They're
good.
coming in
They
like
need to come in different. It's a whole different mindset.
he woke up and out of every language he chose to speak facts.
Yeah.
Right. Talking about he's soft. He ain't soft. The new generation ain't soft. All right. All right. So we have, let me go to this real quick. This is a very interesting topic other than the seashells by the seashore. This is comical right here to me.
Earlier today, a grand jury in the Eastern District of North Carolina returned a true bill indicting Mr. James Comey with committing 2 felonies. Count 1, he knowingly and willfully made a threat to kill and to inflict bodily harm upon the President of the United States.
Do you know how many assassination attempts
Okay.
we've had and
What
nobody,
is
the
it? What is
DOJ
the
still
term?
hasn't brought
80
charges?
What's the term? 86. Right. That's when they do that in the restaurants. That means to kill the
think
order, right? Stop the order, right? Doesn't mean murder the order.
Well, and when Joe Biden was president, it meant impeach. But since it's Trump, it means murder.
Oh, of course.
Right. When it was Joe Biden, it was impeach, and that's what it meant. They even made T-shirts, the 8646 impeach Joe Biden shirts.
Oh, I missed that episode of the shit show.
Oh, the shit show. It's the world turn. So do the days of our lives with the shit show. Yeah, here we go. Yeah, so there it is. You got it on the screen. Dun, 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 dun. Ain't that crazy they put the music to that? Dun, dun, dun. Like this is like the biggest case ever. We've been waiting for decades to get to the bottom of these seashells by the seashore.
In violation of 18 USC 871A.
Who is this guy? Where the hell did he come from? Does anybody know where this guy came from?
Count 2, he knowingly and willfully transmitted and interstate and foreign commerce, a communication that contained a threat to kill President Trump.
Guys, there are actual people that are trying to kill him. Like literally, we just seen an assassination attempt on the world stage, whether you want to call it real or fake, and nobody's being brought for the DOJ. Nothing's being brought, but yet the Seashells by the seashore is the go-to. It's like the worst case you could possibly bring against the deep state.
This has got to be like
Are we draining the swamp or the ocean?
no, we're showing how ridiculous like it's all of their I don't know, it's not DEI, but all of their nonsense is like they made everything so ridiculous. So somebody could get shot, like almost shot, well, not a fake shot in the movie, but bringing numbers and a seashell is like the more important thing.
Damn, now you can be charged for gematria.
Oh my god! Oh
Y'all
my
better watch out with them gematria codes. Y'all sharing them gematria because they can take it and say whatever they want based on the numbers.
Oh, no.
This opens the precedent, right?
In violation of 18 USC.
We got crimes against humanity. Well, how come Fauci couldn't been the one with the seashells by the seashore? How come they couldn't just put him in there with the 8647 and then take him down? Why does it got to be?
You know, I could do that with Grok.
Like, why can't we have Fauci on the beach putting 8640 and then the feds coming in and tackling him?
Can you imagine if
Black Hawks coming down and arrested him?
Can you imagine
like
if
Maduro.
we were like the dark people, like, you know, and we made all these things happen? Like we could fire back at them with videos like that. But we're not those people. We don't lie.
Right?
We don't make stuff up just to make stuff up. Like we might think, hey, that would be funny, but we would never actually do it.
Exactly. No, they literally do it.
So we got crimes against humanity. And we're getting the seashells by the seashore shit show, right? All right. Did y'all see the latest costume by the crisis actor Erica Kirk?
Oh, that one's.
Has anybody seen this?
Oh
Yeah, I'm
no,
not going.
she
Yeah,
looks
I'm not
like that Mosley guy, Oswald Mosley. The guys all dressed in the black shirts. That was that movement during Hitler's time.
She looks like the bride of Chucky.
She looks like Megan.
Oh yeah, that Megan.
That little doll,
that
Megan.
was creepy.
Have y'all seen that? She looks just like her.
Yeah, she does.
All right, so it's coming from Truth Seeker on YouTube. He just posted this, wanted to just say, you know, the world's a stage, and then, you know, no news here.
Put out a very bizarre speech or statement or whatever you want to call it, and something really seems off about this.
You think?
Statement that she put out. And in the statement, she goes into detail about how, you know, there's a growth of dehumanization and goes into detail about how she was at this White House Correspondents' Dinner and how the shooter was a teacher, and the list goes on, and goes into detail how nobody has.
Isn't that funny? She says he was a teacher, but remember the shooter in Austin when he wore that Allah Akbar shirt, allegedly, that looked like it was altered? How come she's not pointing out the fact that the shooter had an IDF shirt on?
Right.
How come none of the MAGA propagandists are pointing that out when they jumped all over the one in Austin when he had the Allah Akbar t-shirt on? Y'all remember that? Why the double standard? Why the double standard? Why does MAGA ignore when it's IDF? But yet when it's a Muslim, they point it out. But when it's Israeli, they don't say nothing. The podcasters, the ones that want the ballroom. How come she hasn't pointed that out either?
They're flat out afraid, and they're making money.
Yeah.
Had more attempts on their life than Trump as the president. And as I have already stated, you are watching a WWE script, and the world is a stage. And again, this speech that Erica Kirk put out, or whatever you want to call it, statement, whatever you want to call it, just seems very off.
It seems to me that Nothing will ever be enough for the evil in this world. Our country has become unrecognizable. These people have perverted the truth to the point that they motivated the murder.
When she says these people, she's talking about herself.
Right.
Okay.
Reflection.
Here, let me hold the mirror up,
Reflect in the
Erica.
mirror.
Here, hold the mirror up while she's talking, okay?
Perverted the truth to the point that they motivated the murder of my husband. They have continuously tried to assassinate the president, and anyone who stands.
Well, how do we know anything? How come we don't have a Charlie Kirk investigation? How come we don't have 4 assassination attempt investigations? But we got Seashells by the seashore
Sheep
investigation.
Hey, do you think that flag that's only for service people? Do you think they gave that to her?
Yeah, I don't know what that's about back there. I see it.
Yeah, because that only goes to service people.
Well, Charlie he wasn't a service person. He was a pastor. Which
I
he
don't
wasn't a
Yeah, I
pastor. He
don't
was a
think that.
podcast.
Yeah, I don't think
And
that.
he wasn't a pastor. He was a podcaster.
Yeah, I don't
Okay,
think that counts. I think it's just for service people, as far as my.
Yeah. Yep. She's in all black, and she has an all black hat, and you can't read it across the hat, but it says freedom in black. She's blacked out.
In their way.
Have you ever seen her in a ball cap?
Black hat.
And this is the one she chose to put on. And this is the message you want to send.
Right. Yeah, she usually likes to show her hair and wear something foo-foo looking, right?
Is labeled hateful, racist, fascist, and every other trigger word that is grossly dishonest. We want the best for our country. They don't. This is why Charlie started Turning Point.
They don't want the best for our country.
Right. Who's they?
Yeah, who's they? Put a stamp on it. Put an address on that they.
Was say in the first place.
Oh, Democrats, that's it. It's Democrats. It's the left-wing lunatics. It can't be the right-wing lunatic sitting in front of you on this TV right now, right? With the black hat on. Can't be this lunatic.
He didn't trust the radicalized liberal teachers. And this past Saturday, it was a school teacher of all people.
School teacher? Was he really a school teacher? He was actually all kinds of things.
That they said, I didn't get into the full story, so I didn't even want to go into it.
Well, why is a school teacher wearing an IDF shirt? Erica?
A school teacher that attempted to change our history for the worst with bullets.
What?
Wow.
He didn't even fire a shot. See, this is the issue. Did y'all remember when I told you that everything you heard about that White House dinner is a lie right at the beginning? Everything that comes out, no matter what it is, everything that you get bombarded with in the first 24 hours is all lies. You know why? Because 90% of the people are watching when it's breaking news like that, and that's all they get is the lies. And then that 90% runs off and tells a bunch of other people.
Mm-hmm.
And then when the truth comes out, that 90% ain't nowhere around to hear the truth. And guess what? The lies live on and the truth gets suppressed.
Yes.
And then only 5% of the people that really give a shit about the truth find the truth about what really took place. And the other 90% of the people have accepted the lies and are at the water cooler at work talking about, did you see that 3rd assassination attempt? He ran in with a shotgun when he didn't have a shotgun. Right. And they said that he had a shotgun and he had buckshot, right? In the shotgun, right? So if you know anything about buckshot and how that scatters, there's no way in hell that you could have that buckshot just hit the bulletproof vest without hitting the legs or the neck as well. So that's a bullshit story. So what they think is maybe when the Secret Service pointed his gun at the guy running by, he shot his other buddy, which was directly across the way with a single bullet.
It looked AI.
It all looked AI to me. The whole thing is just, why are you in the middle of an investigation, but then you release the footage? And why come everybody that does this leaves a manifesto? You got to leave a note behind before you go commit a crime or something, so that you can, like, everybody knows what to write in the paper? And why was the manifesto released for everybody to read while we're still waiting on it? Who trafficked? Who Epstein and Maxwell trafficked children to? Right, a bunch of nobodies. Still waiting on that, right?
Well, stuff, if it's evidence, you don't put it out.
Oh, well, you put it out if you're trying to control the narrative. The
Oh,
manifesto. I hate Donald Trump. I'm going to go in there and like, really?
That's so stupid.
Give me a break.
All the lone, and
If
they're
you're
always
that,
lone gunmen with a manifesto.
if you're that, like, you're supposed to be. If insane people do this shit, right? They run and do crimes like that. Not somebody that's got the time to sit down and write a love letter to whoever he leaves behind to talk about all.
No,
It's so the
that's insane.
FBI doesn't have to investigate. Case closed. He left a manifesto.
And he
Here's his
spilled everything he was going to do and how he was going to do it.
case closed.
Yep.
Yep. He told us everything we wanted. It's all right here in his manifesto that we found next to the plane crash.
Yeah.
Right. Just like the IDs they find next to the airplane during 9/11.
Yeah.
Yeah, those that were on. Just two of them. Not anybody else on the plane. Just the hijackers.
And everyone is asking why I even went to the White House Correspondents' Center. And it was because many of the journalists in that room have attempted to dehumanize me. And I wanted to meet some of them face to face, quite frankly. Why have a conversation about me when you can have a conversation with me? So, for example, a journalist from the Daily Mail came up to me. She introduced herself and she was very gracious. She was saying, "You look so beautiful. I'm so sorry for your loss."
You're so hot. Oh my God, you're so hot. You're so gorgeous. Oh my, where'd you get your hair did, girl? Look at that dress. Oh my God.
The ones that talk crap about her.
Keep in mind, this is Miss Arizona
But
right here.
then they come up to her and say, "Oh, you're so beautiful. I'm sorry for."
You're so hot.
They talk crap about
Oh
her
yeah,
on the news, right?
yeah. You're so hot and gorgeous. Oh my God, you smell that cheap ass cologne perfume she was wearing?
To which I replied, "It is so nice to put a name to the face, especially with all of the slander, the lies, accusations that are out there surrounding my husband's murder and myself." And I said to her, "You know what's so interesting? This is my first time at the White House Correspondents' Center. And I find it so fascinating, the dynamic that is going on right now, because everyone is all dressed up and you guys are co-mingling in and out of each other's cocktail parties. And so for one night, you are able to put aside all of your differences for the sake of freedom of speech. And then by Monday morning..."
Wait. So she doesn't like the fact that they're pointing out things using their freedom of speech, but she wants to thank them for coming together in the spirit of freedom of speech.
How was their gathering freedom of speech? What did that have to do with anything?
I don't know. I think that's the title of the event.
Freedom of speech.
The Freedom of Speech show, shit show. All right. Here we go.
"Things will go back to being an absolute bloodbath between all of you." To which she replied, literally, she said, "I know. Isn't it special, right? Isn't tonight so special?"
Yeah.
I mean, right there, she is basically telling you how scripted everything is, including all of these news outlets, how she was saying, "Oh, we put aside our differences for one night, basically, for quote unquote freedom of speech. And then when Monday rolls around, it's going to be a bloodbath yet again, yada, 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 yada." Right there in and of itself is truth in plain sight. She's basically telling you how scripted everything is. Politics are scripted. All of these news outlets are scripted and staged. All of this stuff is staged because the world is a stage, and all of these people are actors or actresses on the world stage.
If you were in that room, you had no way of knowing what the status of the shooter was. How many...
All right, did we get that from True Seeker? All right.
Yeah.
Stage.
If you were in that room,
Let me point this out.
Because the world is a stage, and all of these people are actors or actresses on the world stage.
If you were in that room, you had no way of knowing what the status of the shooter was, how many there were, or honestly, really anything. It was just utter chaos. And so
Utter
How
chaos.
many there were? How
Utter
many what there
chaos.
were? It
They
didn't
were
look
all
chaotic to
grabbing
me.
champagne and
Man,
wine
they were
bottles.
grabbing champagne like they won a championship game. They were popping bottles. Y'all seen that?
They were
Ain't
pushing
there a
past their
song?
lives.
They were popping champagne like they won a championship game. What do you mean? What do you mean?
status of the shooter was, how many there were, or honestly, really anything. It was just
Oh, you didn't know how many there were? Oh, now that's funny you asked that.
utter chaos.
That's funny you ask how many, because that would be the question. But it was that question, how many shooters there were, where it's ignored in Butler.
And so during an active shooting, these journalists are using their
Oh, she's going to tell us how to do these active shooter events, because Charlie Kirk's security Schaefer group does stuff like this. The active shooter drills, the active shooter security training, school shootings, et cetera, all these crisis acting shootings and all this shit we see comes from the same group that protected Charlie Kirk that day. That's what you're seeing. Look into Schaefer group,
Yes.
and then go look at all the YouTube videos that they posted. They even got a Schaefer group YouTube. Schaefer group this, Schaefer group that. They're wide out there. This is what they do. They are experts at this shit, but yet people keep dying on their watch.
Right.
Why is that? Or people keep getting attacked on their watch. Why is that?
phones to find moments to capture for clips. They were so concerned about getting a video in a room with an active shooter that they could have accidentally and quite literally filmed themselves being shot. Many of those people have become so desensitized that fight or flight became secondary to the opportunity of putting themselves into the story, which ironically breaks.
So she's mad that they filmed. They got out there. They're the press. What did you want the bunch of press? What did you want them to do?
That's part of freedom of speech too.
They're the press. If there's a shooting where they're at, the first thing they go from an attendant of the event to back to their job immediately.
Oh yeah, footage.
And it's
Live
constant.
footage.
Press is never takes a day off. Right? They don't shut it down just because we're all sitting around drinking and having a good cocktail kind of night, right?
It's the number one rule of journalism. And again, ironically enough, the shooter was a teacher. You have these people.
Why does she keep saying a teacher?
I don't know.
So what do we've got to watch our teachers now?
Who are supposed to be teaching our children the future of this country, and he's so unhinged that he is able to teach children by day and then attempt to murder the president of the United States by night.
Okay, you act like you're shocked. Like you can't fathom that.
And in his manifesto, he starts by contextualizing himself by saying, I am a citizen of the United States of America. And while we may have big problems with illegal immigration in this country, I have to tell you, we have an even bigger problem when it comes to the systemic indoctrination and radicalization of our own citizens. This is what got my husband killed. This is what has led to 3 legitimate attempts on President Trump's life.
And we're going after James Comey for putting seashells by the seashore.
But he's saying she had to say legitimate. Why would she have to say legitimate?
Well, we know she's an actress.
Yeah.
The DOJ isn't bringing charges, Erica. What's up? Erica, why did the DOJ shut down Joe Kent's investigation into Charlie Kirk's murder? Why did Kash Patel shoot that down? Erica Kirk, the actress, right? This woman's fake as shit. This ain't even a real. You can't even put her in the same category as us. Yeah. Right? It's an actress. It's a crisis actor, right? Made for the part. Central casting, baby. How come Charlie Kirk's murder or assassination is being blocked by Kash Patel? Which you were there with him that night at the dinner. You probably seen him hiding under the tables. Right, which he didn't have to really duck under the table because he's only 4 foot tall, but so he really just walked under the tables and hid. So you see what I'm saying, guys? Like,
Yeah.
what? If you're going to keep hitting us with this, your husband was murdered, please tell the DOJ to investigate it. Ma'am, how come you're not requesting an investigation? She wants an open and shut case on these
She
things.
doesn't want anyone questioning.
She don't want nobody questioning nothing. But they want to go after 8647 Seashells by the seashore. Make it make sense. Doesn't make any sense. How come there's no DOJ investigations into who's trying to kill Donald Trump? Crimes against humanity. Fauci. Why is Fauci walking down the beach with his wife collecting seashells by the seashore right now? Why is he walking as a free man after decades of torture and crimes that he's committed with children and animals and now the scamdemic? No investigation, but yet.
And I can speak firsthand to that unbearable toll that this must take on our First Lady.
It's plain as day what's going to end up happening. They are going to use all of this stuff that has been happening recently and how people have been going after certain people like Erica Kirk, calling her an actress, calling her fake. What's going to end up happening is they are going to use all of this ammunition, per se, as a way to come after the remaining free speech that we have. This is what this all boils down to. I firmly believe that. They are going to find a way soon enough where you can't talk out about certain people at all, or you get completely silenced, you get banned, you get your livelihood pretty much taken away, and the list goes on. This is where all of this is heading, in my honest opinion. I mean, you can just see it with the way that she's talking and acting and the things that she's saying and the things that other people in this administration has been saying. I really do believe that this is going to be used as a way to come after our free speech here in the near future.
And your guns too.
Oh yeah.
So keep thinking it's just going to be Daddy Trump's in office and ain't that shit. They're coming for the guns, they're going to come for everything until you say no. That's it. So if you don't say no, then you're going to go, you got the special place for you.
Never been a president who has faced this many assassination attempts in Americans' entire history.
I know, and we still don't, nobody's in jail, no court hearings, nothing. All these people. But yeah, we're going after the seashells by the seashore. All right, I'm done with this lady.
I wonder if they are going to come for the teachers, just shut the whole school thing down. And
yeah, they're going to give them VR headsets and shit.
Yeah.
This is what they're going to do right here. See this?
That's why Melania came out and talked about robots, right?
See that? Now this was with King Charles. Now check this out. I'm going to show you something else. Where's it at? Go ahead, Nadine, while I pull this up. Picture.
I got serious dislike for so many people. Oh.
Okay, this was at the King Charles event. Let me pull it up. All right, here we go. This is what they had at the King Charles. Oh, let me remove one of these pictures. All right, here we go. Yeah, so when you start questioning these things, but they keep wanting to hit you with the murder of my husband, the murder, well then why is there no investigation? Why we got to accept the narrative and no investigation? I don't get it. But yet you want to go after our free speech and after everything else, our rights? And then you got Trump talking about he wants to give up his rights and liberty.
Yeah, I mean,
in order for FISA to surveil the America.
Say, yeah, we'll give up ours too.
Anything
right?
for Trump.
I mean, where are you going to draw the line, right? I mean, all of us have, but for some people, there needs to be a line that needs to be drawn.
All right.
Right.
So y'all see that? They had the VR headsets on. That's what they were walking around in while the lady playing the Queen and the lady playing Melania was watching them. Isn't that some weird shit?
It is.
Like, what are we doing here?
Yeah, they just go in the background and laugh and see what we can make the Americans do. You know. And
I
I say,
mean,
what?
yeah, yeah.
Shabbat shalom, motherfuckers.
I mean, wait.
The correspondent dinner was real.
Huh? What'd she say?
Shabbat shalom mugoyim. If you don't believe the fake attack at the correspondent dinner was real, then you're a commie, Nazi, Black Lives Matters protester bigot. Shabbat shalom mugoyim.
Liberal Democrat. I'm a liberal Democrat now.
Democrat.
Yeah, we're all liberal Democrats. We were Republicans last year. MAGA. We were MAGA last year, right?
Shoot, I'm just an American that's tired of this bullshit. That's what I am. I'm not left, right.
Everyone loves a good movie, though.
Right? I want this people to step up, get in positions, take this shit over. For real.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you for saying that.
We are on is a fucking crash course. The plane is going to crash into the mountain. We are nearing on $40 trillion in fucking debt. Like, the government is getting worse and worse. They're actively protecting pedophiles at this point. They're lying to your face. I mean, if this isn't enough of a motivation to do anything, then I don't know what to tell you. You know, we're in a war with Iran. Like, it's a disaster. It is an absolute fucking disaster. Most people can't afford eggs. Do you want to continue being a slave, or, you know, do you want to break out of this fucking matrix? Because what's going on right now is just a system of financial control, while the average person goes out there and fucking is barely able to make ends meet. Now we know they're corrupt. Now we know they're fucking stealing from us. Now we know they're lying to us. Now it's on us. Now it truly is our fault if nothing changes. So we are at a pivotal crux right now of like a true fork in the road. Like, life could be better than you've ever known it before, and life could be massively worse than you've ever seen. You know, we're protecting pedophiles. Our government's not fucking arresting criminals or protecting criminals. Like, I see civil unrest. I see the left fucking lashing out against the right lashing out against the left. This message is for every American, liberal, white, black, brown. I don't give a fuck what color you are. I don't care what God you pray to. This is all your gods will tell you there is a battle between good and evil, and you should be on the side of good. And I can tell you the side of good is not the side that's protecting pedophiles. And both sides are in those fucking files. Not just the rights, not just the left. They're all in the files. They're all compromised. I'm doing what I can. I'm doing.
Did we hear that? Can we get the chat on the screen? Can we get a 10-4, 5x5? All right.
Both sides are in those fucking files.
Okay. What y'all gonna do about it? Are you still identifying as a conservative Republican? And you're still identifying as a liberal Democrat? Take a look at that.
Not just the rights, not just the left. They're all in the files. They're all compromised. I'm doing what I can. I'm doing what I know is right. I think we need more people to get into office and just do what they believe is right. I'm not going to get everything right? But as long as you're doing what you believe is correct, that's the problem. The people that are in office right now are doing what they believe is going to make them richer. That's the basis of this movement. It's not.
So did y'all see him? Y'all see them standing up and clapping for King Charles, just like they did Vladimir Netanyahu? Both sides stood up and clapped when he was talking about we're going to need to go to war with Russia because we're going to attack Ukraine, something along those lines. And then both sides stood up. Why is that?
Because it's all of them. It's all of them.
Why? Okay, why are they clapping for the war? Why would they clap
want
for
to
the
make
war?
more money.
There you go.
They make money. They also stay safe. In the movie, they stay safe.
Right. So the conflict of interest, federal law, conflict of interest, where these people are making decisions to go to war, or not to go to war, but yet they're all invested in things that they could profit from the war, which would be federal conflict of interest law, right? I could pull up the code, but it's just right off federal conflict of interest. Right. So they're profiting off of their stocks. The Dow right now. This is who was winning. Is the stock market's at 50,000? Yeah, that's who they were talking to, the politicians. Right. You're getting paid. Shut up.
In office right now are doing what they believe is going to make them richer. That's the basis of this movement. It's not Democrat, it's not Republican, it's not liberal, it's not conservative, it's not fucking rah, this, that, or whatever. We're going to do what's right. Like, that's where we're going to start. We're just going to do what we believe is right. And if we can just start making those decisions, what's best for America, watch this fucking government shrink overnight. JFK said, right? I mean, a government official should be a servant of the people. You know, he should be serving the people. He should be doing what.
Y'all hear that? Have we been served yet? I'm still waiting for my dinner.
Oh, we've been.
I ordered a
I've been
T-bone
served
steak
that.
10 years ago.
I've been served something I don't like. Oh.
I've been waiting, since the escalator came down the escalator? 10 years.
10 years.
I ordered a T-bone steak with a baked potato, sour cream, and onions. And I'm still waiting. I ain't even got my drink yet.
And some shrimp.
But hey, let's go after James Comey.
I didn't even get an appetizer.
But hey, them seashells by the seashore, that's where we draw the line.
Official should be a servant of the people.
There we go.
You know, he should be overnight.
And I think moving forward, and I hope the boomer generation gets to see it, is the shift where people just want to serve their country.
That's it.
People just want to be of service.
To be in a position,
not
just because you want to change things. You want to help. You want to serve. Not to how much money can I make when I get in there. Insider trading and my family getting enriched over it, and my friends get all the contracts, and who's gonna lobby for me, and I'm gonna they scratch my back, I scratch theirs.
Right.
Multi-million-dollar contracts.
Look at what happened at the Christy Nome at the Department of Homeland Security with that $200 million that was used for the commercials, where that went to. It stayed inside the relatives of the department.
Right.
It didn't get to an average everyday person that actually makes videos out here that could have used that money. And they wouldn't even have charged you $200 million to make the videos.
Let the vets serve. They serve their country.
Yeah, he's a vet, ain't he?
And but
y'all know
in the not right way, they didn't know, but now they can. Give the vets the positions. They're not going to do what they did.
Right. Well, not just the vets, but anybody that wants to be of service to their country. Right. You're not in it to win it. You're in it to win it. You're in it because you listen to the people, and then therefore you could know what they need. Because and also.
Well, I say the vets because they feel like they don't have a purpose no more.
Well, they're coming. Yeah, they're coming. They're there. There's more vets involved in this than you realize.
They get home after serving. It's like that's it.
Yeah.
Kind of like when you're popular in high school and you get out of high school and then that's it.
Then you realize that was all a facade. You're no longer popular. You're like the new guy at work.
And and then you're just like, and it does have to.
Yeah, because they get their first job and they're like, and they think that and it's like, I was popular in high school. We're like, okay, get over there and get that mop and mop that shit up over there, and then go clock out and go to lunch.
Exactly.
All right, let's continue here. We went off a little bit.
Those decisions, what's best for America, watch this fucking government shrink.
Let me go back.
We're just this, that, or whatever. We're going to do what's right. Like, that's where we're going to start. We're just going to do what we believe is right. And if we can just start making those decisions, what's best for America, watch this fucking government shrink overnight. JFK said, right? I mean, a government official should be a servant of the people. You know, he should be serving the people. He should be doing what is in the best interest of the people. He should not be doing what's in the best interest of himself and his donors. I don't want to do it. But that's who we need in office. We need people in office that don't want to be in office, that aren't like, hey, if I get into office, I'm going to make money later. I'm going to hook this guy up and I'm going to make money on this fucking illegal stock trade. We need people in office that are going to go into office because they want to help the fucking country. You're not doing me a fucking favor. Let there be no mistake. I'm not here to pitch you on this. I'm here to do what we need to do so that we're not ruled by fucking assholes. That's why I'm doing this. It's not like I'm not here to beg you for your vote. I'm not like, Oliver Twist of the fucking bowl of gruel, like, help me out. Like, I'm not fucking poor. I don't need to be doing any of this shit. I could go do whatever the fuck I want to do. I'm doing this because somebody has to do it. That's the fucking message of this, dude. It's not like, hey, like, here's the pitch and, you got to come with me and rah, 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 and I'm going to save you and I need you to vote for me and please. It's none of that shit, dude. Like, this is like, you're doing this for your fucking self. You're doing this so the next fucking 10 years of your life are not hell. You're doing this so that America's going to be good, so that your kids grow up in a good country, so that they're not being fucking read to by drag queens in fucking school at 9 years old and taught about homosexual acts. You're doing this so that your country is the America that you fucking knew 20, 30 fucking years ago. That's why you're doing this. You're not doing me a fucking favor. Let's get that out real quick. We got to fucking step up and do something we don't want to do. I know you probably don't want to donate $25 fucking dollars, whatever. Like, I've donated hundreds of thousands of fucking dollars to politicians. Like, we need a lot of money. Like, nobody wants to donate. Nobody wants to give up their hard-earned money. I get that. But nobody also wants to live in a country ruled by fucking assholes. So make a choice. Like, that's what this is about. Because everybody's done bad stuff. I just chose to lead with it, and so that was kind of a moment where I was like, well, fuck, I have a big platform. I've used it probably not for the best purposes up until now, promoting hedonism and stuff. I know that it's not the answer. Like, it won't make you happy, but everybody's got their dirt. Like, nobody was perfect other than Jesus, like that was the last perfect human that I know about, but we should try and do, our best. And that's all that we can hope for. We are battling a level of evil that most people cannot comprehend. I mean, it's always been a battle of good and evil has never really been out in the open. That's kind of the devil's greatest trick, tricking them into thinking that he didn't exist, but he is out there and it's becoming more and more fucking clear. I think like the line between good and evil has never been more clear than it is today. The right thing. Are you going to do it when it's uncomfortable? If you have to make a sacrifice to do what's right, that's the test. Like, that's what you will be judged on. You're not going to get any flowers for, helping somebody else out that helped you as well. The test is going to be like, are you going to do something for other people that is going to be detrimental to you? And that's what this fight for me has been. It's been very detrimental for me, but I feel like it has been a net positive for people understanding what the fuck's going on. I think everybody needs to fucking step up and start doing their part. This is a group effort. This is a grassroots movement. That's the only way you're going to beat the machine. They've got way more fucking money. They've got all the fucking news channels. They've got all the blackmail. They've got all the buddies. They've got all, they've got every, we're the little guy, it's David and Goliath. Like, the only way we're going to win is if everybody fucking pitches in, if everybody helps.
And that's why the cover for tonight, the thumbnail, right, shows the beast coming out of the abyss, right? The people standing up against the beast, which is the whole system.
That's it. You don't see that in the background? Yeah. Here, I'll remove. There you go. There you go. There's it.
That, you know what? Somebody to get in there that wants to be in there. You pick the ones that don't want to be in there, right? But are that people that really care about their country. They don't have alternative motives to get in there, but they're doing it because it's the right thing to do.
Right. Remember he was talking about, let me get this up on there. Okay, there we go. So he's talking about Congress making all that money? Oh, yeah.
Like, what did
Look closely at how Congress is acting with King Charles. We all know how the royal family is. Last time we cared of what the King of England thought, we dumped their tea into the harbor.
But they got us back through our judicial system. Judicial system, right? Who set up
Son
the
of a
land
beast.
Israel, right? It's through the Rothschilds, through the UK.
The UK, baby.
Right? They got their hands on everything. So you think it's just the Jews, right? It's not. There's someone behind them, and there's someone behind them, and there's someone behind them, right? So you want to blame one side, but it's really it's the leaders that the Vatican, UK, the Crown put in there, right? So it's multi-layered.
Yep. So Congress is a disgrace. Right. So they're all buddy buddy with the King Charles, right? His brother was in the Epstein.
Right.
Had a lot to do with Epstein, didn't he?
Right.
Yeah, he was the first one that they went after, right?
Right.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Someone said the government's gone. Yeah, it is, but they're still putting on the charade.
Oh yeah.
As long as we act like they're legitimate, then they will be legitimate, right? So whoever sees them as legitimate,
Whoever keeps giving them the authority they don't have, then that's
right,
on
you're
you.
feeding the beast, like you're feeding that energy that that they have control over, right? So that's why it was so important to say,
Get up off your knees.
yeah,
And out of the altar
disengage
of sacrificing your kids to and your family to Baal, whether it be the vaccinations, school systems, and shit like that. Especially with this robotic, I support teachers that we have. We have an amazing teacher in our group. I love that some of these teachers are really they are chosen for that position. It's not a position that you have to be called to be a teacher.
Yeah.
And I think they're underpaid. And I think if you would have paid them what they deserved and then some, you would have had the best of the best. And then the curriculum could have been changed as well.
Yeah.
Look at China and what they do with their kids. They're not watching twerk videos, right?
No,
they're not watching dumb. They're not bombarded with stupid shit like your kids are. Our kids are very disciplined, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So here we have King Charles is telling the United States government to prepare for a war with Russia by getting ready to defend Ukraine and her most courageous people. He reminds Congress that they fought together through the two world wars, the Cold War and Afghanistan. The Patriot voice right here said that's called World War III. In case you aren't picking up what King Charles is putting down here, folks. So this is all Illuminati shit. This is why I said 150 years. This is the Albert Pike's plan, World War I, World War II, all the plans to get to this point, to the temple.
Yes. That was it. They had this planned out a long time ago. That's the Great Deception, right? Even your Bible tells you about, right? The Bible is multi-layered. It's not just as you read it. It's multi-layered through multiple dimensions, right? So the higher in consciousness, when you read it, it tells you something differently, right?
Right. As your awareness increases, you notice more things than you did the last time you took a look at a certain scripture, or maybe even a book. You go back and read the book again. You always pick up something new every time you go, based on your awareness, based on your
consciousness level. Yes.
The immediate aftermath of 9/11, when NATO invoked Article 5 for the first time, and the United Nations Security Council was united in the face of terror, we answered the call together, as our people have done so for more than a century, shoulder to shoulder through two world wars, the Cold War, Afghanistan, and moments that have defined our shared security. Today, Mr. Speaker, that same unyielding resolve is needed for the defense of Ukraine and her most courageous people.
Look, both sides stood up like a rocket ship, like they were damn Rocket Man just now. I never seen them get up that fast. I thought they were. Man, you see Pelosi move? Holy shit!
They all move like
Man,
that.
you do a State of the Union address and they play these games, this
Same
left-right
like,
game.
just like when Netanyahu went up there, they all stood up, right?
Yeah.
Because they're all on the same team. There's no
Damn.
left or right.
I didn't know they could
They
move
have
that
the same
fast.
agenda.
Look at that.
And
Holy
the
shit!
agenda's
Slow
them.
down, Nancy.
They love it.
And she looks like that bunny rabbit that hits the drum.
She's like money, money, money.
Energizer Bunny.
It's like that. Show me the money. Show
Right?
me the money. Show me the money. All right. Here is what's that? All right. B, the final battle. Right. Since we got all the reptilians on the world stage right now trying to convince us that they really care
Yeah.
about us.
And this, that, I remember watching that a while back, like years ago. I only watched a few episodes, but man, it makes a lot more sense now. Right? It reminds me of that statement. They look like us, but they're not us.
With Fang Fauci, Ouchie, with the COVID-19 vaccine, with the venom in the vaccine.
Yes.
Maxine Waters. It's for educational purposes only. Entertainment purposes only.
That's right.
They've come to rape our planet and kill us. They are not who they appear to be.
Gonna have
This is not science fiction. This is what they are. Go to the squad ship. You'll be safer there. Diana, what's the meaning of this? On the air and show the viewers that what they've seen is a terrorist hoax.
Everybody wants the mask to come off until the mask come off.
right. And she said, what you're gonna have to say to everyone is it's a terrorist hoax. Right?
It's fake.
There's the good people, and then the reptilian people
Rip this
that
face.
wear
Look at that.
skin suits.
Give me that.
Right?
Yeah, they're wearing meat suits.
Mm-hmm.
They look like us, but they ain't us type.
Exactly.
There you go. So this is from the final battle. Is the name of this?
Like
it was three.
Peace and love and.
It was only one season, I think. I don't know how many seasons. What did she?
This is not science fiction. This is what they are.
This is what they are. Look, they're at the ballroom.
Not science fiction, right? Yeah, it's kind of like in They Live, right? When they're up there giving that speech, right? How much money they're all gonna make, and they're like in suits and tie, right? In like a ballroom.
Yeah. All right, here we go. Bang, bang.
Go to the squad ship. You'll be safer there. Diana, what's the meaning of this? On the air and show the viewers that what they've seen is a terrorist hoax. Now,
Ladies and gentlemen, you have just seen a terrorist attack on the hospital. But it wasn't terrorism. It was resistance. Resistance to the monsters who are trying to take over this planet. You see them as they really are. Reptiles.
And look, I guess in a certain way, I'm the father of the vaccine because I was the one that pushed it.
they've come to rape our planet and kill us. They are not who they appear to be.
Right.
What did they do? They came to rape our planet, right? They take all the resources, our gold, our oil. Doesn't that sound familiar? Right? Just clean us dry, clean Mother Earth dry. All for profit.
Yeah, that's it.
Instead of just taking what we need. Right? They take more than they need.
All right.
They're the consumers.
All right, so you see the serpent eye right there? You'll see that every now and then. You can pay attention
Yeah.
to some of these people, their pupils. They can't help. Oh, and their tongue can't. They got a big issue with keeping their tongue in their mouth. You know, with lizards and iguanas, how they randomly, their tongue comes right out. Everybody wants the mask to come off until the mask come off, and then it's
Even the Simpsons showed you that, right? Not Homer goes up there, pulls the mask off the politicians' heads, and they look like some kind of one-eyed sea creature.
Yeah.
Thank you. Everybody freeze!
Even the pastor's getting down.
The visitors are not our friends. They've come to rape our planet and kill us. They are not who they appear to be. This is not science fiction.
Stop that transmission! Stop this transmission!
This is where they lose connection with the phone caller.
Yes, and everyone's in on it, right? There's the military, the cops, right? They're like embedded in within each agency, kind of like the Terminator, right? Or they live. There was like one that was real cop, and then the rest were like not real cops.
So this looks like the Nazi logo on the
Other
uniform.
beings. Yep.
Say that. Kind of looks like that.
There's something wrong.
Ladies and gentlemen, you have just seen a terrorist attack on the hospital.
See how they run straight out and lie to you? They're still doing that today. What really happened? There's what really happened, and there's what they tell you.
But it wasn't terrorism. It was resistance. Resistance to the monsters who are trying to take over this planet. You see them as they really are. Reptiles. They must be defeated.
Oops, sorry you had to get Arkansas-ed there. There you go. Right?
Hey, was that a Hillary slur? Arkansas-ed?
Yeah, that's what happens whenever you try to point out the.
Arkansas.
I've never heard you say that before.
Clinton, yep.
Yeah, you get Arkansas-ed. Yeah, they shoot you. They shoot you.
They kill you.
But they clone you.
They clone you and then kill you. Who was that? Jack Black?
Yeah. Okay, here's this one. Another little clip here from that movie. V, the original Ministries. V, Final Battle. V, the series. Kind of like V for Vendetta.
Yeah, I mean, go watch some of those. Go back and watch those shows like the V, the X-Files, and you'll see a lot of stuff that matches what's going on today. Like, almost like they were trying to tell you something, right? And then it goes with that book, Occupation of Planet Earth. We got occupied, right?
That's it.
And we have to liberate from that.
Liberation.
But
baby.
we got to wake up to who they are, right? They're not our friends. They want to act like they're our friends, right? And say all the right things, and that's got to come to an end.
Right.
So you can't idol worship these people. They don't care about you. They don't care about you at all.
So I shared those clips in the chat. I shared them. Those are from different little clips from channels. We'll share that in the chat. We have. Here's more on B. This isn't B for Vendetta. This is like.
It's been 40 years since the visitors arrived. In that time, they've reshaped our planet, drained nearly 75% of Earth's oceans, strip-mined continents, and rebuilt.
They need that water for them data centers, man. Look at that.
In that time, they've reshaped our planet, drained nearly 75% of Earth's oceans, strip-mined continents, and rebuilt our cities in their image. The affluent welcomed the visitors, dining with them, trading with them, building fortunes under their rule. Even those who saw the truth chose comfort over conscience. But for the poor and the forgotten, life.
Okay. We gotta go back there. Message.
Saw the truth chose comfort over conscience.
So they came to take our resources and our water. What is the data centers doing? Right? They're taking all the water. Right?
Even those who saw the truth chose comfort over conscience. But for the poor and the forgotten, life under the occupation was no partnership. They became labor, currency, and sometimes something much worse. In time, the visitors stopped being guests. They became neighbors, co-workers, officers. Most people stopped questioning where the lines were drawn. But it didn't start this way. To understand how we got here, we have to go back. 40 years ago, the visitors arrived on Earth, claiming to come in peace.
Citizens of the planet Earth, we bring you greetings, and we come in peace.
They offered medicine, technology, and a vision of unity.
We will gladly share with you all the fruits of our knowledge.
But beneath...
Here's your new Apple phone. Would you like to have an Apple phone? A tablet, like the Egyptians had?
Is this that lady emissary?
The what?
Emissary? Isn't that her name? She has a channel?
What?
I
Yeah, I
think
don't know
he's
who you're
old
talking
now.
about. This you talking about? Where's this coming from?
Actors?
Yeah, okay. Visitors are
Yeah,
not okay. It's not her. That lady emissary, she's on TikTok. Sounds like her.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, so basically the woman that's running the whole show is a woman. But she has a man in front of her. Right? So it looks like he's doing everything, but she's really the one doing everything. And she's not good.
Well, that's what happened in Twilight. That the lady that was trying to kill Bella, that's what she was doing, whispering in Jasper's ear.
That's it. That's it. So
and no
yeah.
decisions were made until she whispered into his ear, so Edward couldn't find out.
Yes, and that's on this V. She's like runs the whole show, but no one knows that. And she's like in these magazines and a model, kind of sounds like Melania, right? But she even wears sunglasses like that. But yeah, she's running the whole show, but everyone thinks it's the man, but it's really her behind him.
Just like Bush
Yes,
and Barbara Bush,
yes,
right? She was really running the show.
yes.
He was just the puppet.
But she's
CIA.
a he, right?
She's
Allegedly.
a reptilian. She's a reptilian.
Beneath the smiles and speeches, their mission was not peace. It was dominion.
Oh,
They came
they
to
just want to bring the Dominion voting systems.
It was the Dominion.
Oh, that's what it is. They wanted
dominate.
They wanted Dominion,
Yes.
and they still do.
Yep.
And they want you to think that you need a digital ID, and everybody needs a digital ID in order to have a free and fair selection
And we
process.
want to give up our freedoms because of
Your freedoms and your liberty.
these theatrical assassinations, right?
harvest Earth's
Problem, reaction, solution. Yeah.
resources, to drain what they needed.
You are here to take the water.
And to silence anyone who stood in their way. Humanity resisted.
That's where you get Arkansas again.
Excited.
All right. Get shot.
A scattered
They do you like Bill Cooper.
movement led by people like Mike Donovan and Juliet Parrish. Their courage exposed the truth. The visitors were not our partners. They were our predators. Within their own ranks, ambition ruled, and no one embodied that ambition more than one woman. Brilliant, calculating, and utterly ruthless. Her name was Diana. She manipulated allies, eliminated rivals, and climbed the hierarchy with surgical precision.
Consider this an early retirement.
Her final obstacle was the Supreme Commander himself, John. When he resisted her attempt to take control, she seized the perfect opportunity and ended him.
Cannot begin to describe the pleasure it gives me to stand before you.
She reported to the fleet that he had died in an accident and that leadership had officially transferred to her. There were no questions, no votes, only silence. And from that silence, Diana's rule began, not as a military officer, but as a sovereign force. From this point forward, she was the face of the occupation. In the wake of the original uprising, the moment broadcast to the world when a handful of humans dared to expose the truth, the visitors clamped down. The resistance, though fractured and under-resourced, proved more resilient than expected. Throughout the late 80s and into the 90s, they staged daring attacks on visitor installations in Los Angeles, Toronto, Tokyo, Berlin, and Johannesburg. Power grids were sabotaged, convoys were ambushed, a communication...
Oh, look, that look like Palantir.
Yeah, it talks about being totally surveilled.
Oh,
and
hell yeah.
Police state.
That's what I'm talking about, man.
Yeah.
I want to be safe.
Yeah.
I'll give up anything just for a little safety and liberal freedom. Or like, security, I mean. Yeah, this looks like drone strikes.
Yeah.
And this is from 1984?
1984.
Wow, it's like the vote 1984.
Ambushed. A communications relay in Algeria was destroyed by a team that escaped
Damn, they even had a drone just in.
Oh yeah, they've had
without
them
a trace.
For a long time.
Each time, Diana spun it.
Look, it's BNN instead of CNN.
Diana.
Yeah, Diana, if you look up the goddess.
It was a separatist faction from North Africa. Religious extremists unhappy with our Earth Vista partnership. Homegrown radicals targeting peace effort.
Right. Diana is Artemis, right? The twin sister of Apollo.
That's why they had the moon. That's where all this comes into play with this.
The NASA, Artemis, and Apollo.
Diana.
There's also that Lake Diana in Rome. That's the one. It's supposed to be Hollywood of the East because we have Hollywood in the West here.
Yep.
So I don't know if you've done any research on that, but Lake Diana, like a lot of bad stuff happened, and there's a lot of symbolism there. Yeah.
Yeah, she's a Greek goddess, right?
Yeah, I think that's what it was.
Homegrown radicals targeting peace efforts. On the surface, the world saw nothing but isolated chaos. Beneath it, the resistance had begun to coordinate. But Diana was always one step ahead. So she did what no warlord had ever done. She became a celebrity. Diana became a fixture at film premieres and award ceremonies. Photographers captured her standing beside television stars, exchanging smiles as if she belonged among them. Her appearances were no longer shocking. They were expected. She didn't just lead an occupation, she curated it. No one noticed or cared that resistance fighters had just bombed a visitor command post in rural Oregon the day before. The headlines that week were about Diana's dress. It was all by design. Still armed beneath the surface, but now a symbol of diplomacy. She was a familiar presence on talk shows across the world.
Very, very special guest with us right now, Diana. Nice to have you with us.
Thank you. It's nice to be here.
Got to ask you right off the bat, are you planning to take over Los Angeles and the world starting here at KFI?
Yeah, if any of you would like to call in, I'd love to answer your questions. If you want to get involved with someone, you say it. And
Right,
if they don't want to, why bother?
right. Dinner and a movie's out.
And most famously rode a parade float in the 1989 Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade, waving to thousands while dressed like a goddess from the stars. Beside her, waving to the crowd, was someone made to look like her former enemy, Mike Donovan. A perfect replica crafted by the visitor's facial mimicry technology. She told the cameras, "Even old enemies can become friends when they see what's possible." Millions watched. The resistance raged. By that point, her image was everywhere. In homes, in media, in the culture itself. And every resistance attack was blamed on foreign actors. She spoke often of unity and collaboration.
Imagine that. Every attack was blamed on a foreign actor.
She talked about unity and love, right?
Yeah.
And every resistance attack was blamed on foreign actors. She spoke often of unity and collaboration, even as dissidents disappeared and infrastructure projects turned into surveillance networks. By the end of the 1990s, Diana had accomplished what no invading force in human history ever had. She made the occupation feel voluntary. Through an aggressive and carefully coordinated public messaging campaign, Diana encouraged the population to see cooperation not as surrender, but as progress. Her image was everywhere, on billboards, in schools, in shopping centers, framed as reassurance, stability, and opportunity. Even the language began to shift. The word occupation quietly disappeared, replaced by phrases like alliance, partnership, and shared future. Civilians don't need to pick sides, a spokesperson said in a state broadcast. They only need to choose safety. In truth, Diana had created a surveillance state so effective, it rarely had to show its teeth. And then something happened. No one, not even Diana, expected. Without warning, another visitor mothership appeared in Earth's orbit. It had not been announced, it had not been explained, it simply arrived and positioned itself beside Diana's flagship. Within minutes, broadcasts around the world cut to breaking coverage. News networks scrambled for answers, governments issued no statements, and the visitors remained silent. Speculation spread quickly. Was this a reinforcement, a negotiation, or something else entirely? Only one detail was immediately clear. The ship belonged to the visitor leader. For nearly 24 hours, there was no word from the visitors. The two ships remained in orbit, side by side, motionless. Markets stalled, governments waited, and the world watched the skies. Speculation turned to unease.
Continue in Seoul, Korea.
If this was a moment of unity, why the silence? Then, at last, Diana appeared. Standing before the cameras, she spoke with confidence, with calm, with practiced certainty. She claimed the leader's arrival was the result of progress, that Earth had proven itself worthy of something more. Not occupation, but cooperation. She announced that the leader had come to negotiate a lasting peace, to formalize a partnership between humans and visitors.
I'm Serena Alshaw with an MTV News Brief.
A future, she promised, shaped together. The next day, the world watched. Cameras lined rooftops. World leaders gathered. Broadcasts carried the moment live across every continent. For the first time since the visitors arrived, there was hope that the occupation might finally end. A shuttle departed the mothership, descending slowly, deliberately, towards the surface. Diana watched intently. And then, the visitor leader never reached Earth. Within hours, Diana stood before the world, draped in mourning white. She blamed the resistance. She vowed protection, security, stability at any cost. The words were calm. The consequences were not. Visitor forces struck without warning. Raids unfolded across continents, synchronized and merciless.
So when you hear this, this is like a scenario that they could play out in a simulation. Just like they did during COVID with Event 201, how they simulated what could happen. This is kind of like that. So the storyline is one thing, but how they're going to do it is what they're telling you, the blueprint, right? The alien invasion is what they were going to use to put us in fear that we needed saving from the event.
Boogeyman.
The boogeyman.
Right? These aliens.
Right.
When the aliens are people, right? That don't belong where they're in the positions they're in. They have the reptilian brain mindset. Like they don't have compassion. They don't have sympathy. They just want what? Greed, greed, greed. Right?
Resistance cells vanished overnight. Safe houses burned. Communications went dark. The resistance was nearly erased. Some leaders were killed, others vanished. For a year, Earth lived under total enforcement. Fear ruled. And it wasn't enough. Diana understood the flaw. Terror could control a population, but it could not finish the war. To end resistance forever, she would need something stronger than fear. She would need hope. And she knew exactly how to build it.
Right? Hope. Doesn't that sound familiar? You need hope.
Hope, baby. Right, so we've seen the scenario and how that was played in the ballrooms. It's always in the ballroom. You notice they were in their suits and ties, having drinks, and then these things take place wherever they're at, just like the ballroom here. And then they live where they're in the ballroom and they're meeting in the 1%, and then they have teleportation. They have, and then he says, if you can't beat them, join them. Right. And then also in that is they control the media as well. That's why he had to cut the cord in a blackout.
Through a frequency.
He had to cut the cord because they're transmitting from somewhere else here.
Yes.
And they're showing us and they're ruling over us, and they don't even physically have to be here.
No.
All they got to do is put us in fear, and we'll run around with our heads chopped off, right? That's all they got to do. Because everybody believes everything they see on the TV. TV is their master, right? That's why it was important to have control over your anatomy, including your mind, so that you don't fall trap to the deception that we've seen, especially during the scamdemic.
We do have breaking news out of Washington, D.C.
No one cares. That's the real story here. Literally, no one cares. Everyone thinks this is fake. Because of course they do. Because everything is fake. Everything is spectacle and theatrics, which isn't a new thing in the world of politics and media, but the laziness and lack of seriousness with which this circus of an administration is operating has certainly made apathy a mainstream response to it. I mean, he bombed a girls' school in Iran and hasn't owned up to it yet. Of course, no one cares that someone allegedly tried to off him. He teamed up with a genocidal maniac to start a war that will not only cost thousands of lives, it will also collapse the entire world economy. For no reason. Why would we care? He has rolled back every conceivable protection for the environment and keeps spreading anti-science propaganda so his friends can make a little bit more money. Why would we care about yet another half-assed assassination attempt? He has done all in his power to destroy the entire Western world order and strengthened Russia and China in the process. Oh no, someone tried to shoot the president again. Just as his poll numbers are tanking. Oh no, what a coincidence. Everything he touches, everyone he surrounds himself with, are fake. Fake lips, fake tits, fake gold, fake pools, fake Bible verses, for crying out loud. False promises to voters, false prophets in his cabinets, false flags for the cameras, and if I may say so, a somewhat subpar acting from the cast this time.
I just want to go find Seashells.
What a great idea, Erica. You should go home and stay there. No one cares anymore. And maybe that's the point, I don't know. Not to convince you of anything, not to win, just to make reality so exhausting. So exhausting to hold on to that we just give in and play along. Or maybe it's just a sad attempt at getting support and funding for his ridiculous ballroom. It's probably, that's probably it, yeah. This is the end of news.
That's the end. When everybody wakes up and realizes it's all bullshit and they turn it off.
Where'd you find that video?
I got it at the Getting Place.
It's kidding. Said if you didn't
Karma.
wake up with the Butler incident,
all right. Thank
right?
you.
And
We
whoever
do have breaking news out of Washington.
Sorry, it just started playing. Go ahead.
whoever continues with that, right? You got to question that.
Yeah. Why is that? Because they'll end up on a different.
Right. I mean, they're not helping you see what you need to see. They're going along with that. And why is that?
Right. Why they're going along with the bullshit. Even Trump knows it's bullshit. He's just shocked that we didn't wait 3 months to start it. Right.
Right.
But as you know, these conspiracy theories out there on the left and the right, that the event was staged or that it didn't happen.
Last night didn't happen?
That, that it was because it was your first time there, or that Butler didn't happen. These conspiracy theories that are gaining traction on the
and
internet.
October 7th didn't happen, and World War II didn't happen, and the Holocaust didn't happen, and many things didn't happen. Yeah, no, I hear it. I don't know. I think they're more sick than they are con people, but there's a lot of con in it too. I haven't heard that last night didn't happen. Usually it takes a little bit longer.
Yeah.
Usually they wait about 2 or 3 months to start saying that.
I hesitate to ask you about this, but as you know, these conspiracy theories.
Them damn conspiracy theorists.
So we were all conspiracy theorists before, right?
Yeah.
Now, if you go against this, they're calling you conspiracy theorists, which I think is ironic. But I think those are bots. Come on now. Don't y'all think? What do y'all think?
All I know is a lot of the footage that you've seen at the dinner was AI. Even the people in the audience and on stage.
Right.
Because of the videos that people are going back and reviewing, and they're noticing like a lot of anomalies, like forks in people's hands, and then they don't have a fork in their hand.
Right, like AI.
While they're eating. Right, like a lot of AI issues going on with that whole scenario.
They've been doing that with the videos.
Mm-hmm. Yep. With that, what, 6 fingers and all that, right?
Well, how many did Netanyahu have?
6.
Okay.
Right? And I remember they showed like one, a Jennifer Lopez, and she had like 6 toes, right? So, right, is it, I think it's AI. Even Trump told you when he said that he came out of the courthouse and he had blood on his hands, and they were asking him what was that, and he said it could be AI, right?
That's what he said.
Yeah. They showed him with blood on his hands when he came out of the courtroom.
Remember that?
Yeah, I remember that.
Dramatics of some of these reporters who are talking like they just got back from Nam.
And I remember as we were crouching on the ground, hearing people shouting, "Get down!"
Deep breaths.
So what this tells me is the media is going along with it, guys. It don't matter what channel. Fox, CNN, ABC, all these people work for the big media companies, and they're going along with it.
Yeah.
You see what the issue is here?
And they always
You're talking about Trump, but look at the media. They can even fake it and shake it.
And they always have the good cop, bad cop, just like in politics, good cop, bad cop, news, good cop, bad cop, right? It's always the duality to keep you confused, right? That's why you got to get out of the left-right paradigm. These people that spin and they change their stance constantly, whichever way the wind blows, right?
Yeah. Look at them. They're selling it to the audience that this was real. Ain't that sick?
It is.
And when you wake up and see it for what it is, it's so sickening.
Even when the guy is running,
It makes you sick.
right? The guy's running down the hall. It's clearly AI. You can tell.
These are the people that told you the vaccines are totally safe and effective.
And they said it was shot with a buckshot, right? We watched that film with the buckshot. You get hit with a buckshot, even with a bulletproof vest, it splats down on it would hit your legs. It could damage some arteries, major arteries, right?
Yeah.
And if you get hit by a bulletproof vest, that hits hard. It can even break your rib, right? So, and then in that footage, the guy that supposedly gets shot, right? He acts like nothing even happened, like he's ready, aiming already.
Here's the absolute most simple weakness that body armor has. This is caliber body armor, and it can stop some powerful rifle rounds. Let me show you what I think may be the weakness and downfall of this thing. But first, why body armor? Well, it protects your vitals, but it doesn't protect your arms, it doesn't protect your legs. My theory is that if you take buckshot, if you're aiming at center mass, 1 or 2 of these pellets will go into your legs. And in theory, this could hit some very important arteries, taking you out of commission. So we're gonna set up this body armor and shoot it. This right here will mimic the groin area. We'll shoot 3 rounds. Buckshot versus body armor. Firing. Before we check out the results, thank you to the Sonoran Desert Institute, where you can get a literal degree in gunsmithing. Make sure to enter our tactical giveaway, both linked in a pinned comment. 9 pellets went into the groin area where you've got some major arteries. This
case closed. You're welcome. Hey, I'll take top position at the FBI right now. I'll clean this bitch up.
Right.
It's common sense, guys. Like, how do you get a center mass shot on body armor with buckshot? And how does the armor stop buckshot? Did he have buckshot on his buttocks? or armor? I'm sorry. Did he have armor? Did he go all the way down past his legs?
Full armor.
Because if you went in, so that in other words, the dude didn't run in there with a shotgun and shoot anybody. Especially from the AI footage that we've seen that was provided. I would like to wait until a further investigation is being completed by some trustworthy source other than the people that are trying to sell us this bullshit. Right? Because if you handle firearms, you know, buckshot isn't a slug.
Right.
Now, a slug is different.
But it splatters, right?
Well, you see that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Right? Look at that.
would be all up the inside of one of your legs. So does buckshot defeat body armor? Well, it ain't going through this caliber armor, but it's going other places. Buckshot wins, and I'll see you next.
There you go. Right. Buckshot. Buckshot, baby. Kind of like the Love Shack.
All right, so none of it adds up.
No, and then they're already walking back because they wanted to jump in front of the cameras. They got hands. They were told a bunch of bullshit. They didn't wait for the investigation to be completed. That's what they should have went out and said on the microphone. And I can't answer any questions right now until a further investigation is being completed, and then we will release the reports to the public, to the media.
But no, they go get
I don't
ahead
want to inspire anyone else to do this. I don't want to. If there's more than, if this isn't just a lone wolf, what if this is a bunch of different people, right? We inspire or activate a bunch of different people, or give them ideas, or now look, they're making it seem like these events are just wide open, right? Why are they so wide open? Isn't that crazy? And nobody's been fired. Nobody's been fired.
Service.
But
That's
yet,
who needs to be investigated, the Secret Service and the.
but the DOJ goes after the seashells by the seashore. Think about that.
Right.
We're talking about seashells by the seashore right now. The DOJ and Crash Patel.
On the ground, hearing people shouting, "Get down!"
Deep breaths. You're fine. Brian Stelter comparing like the trauma that he went through to that experience by actual shooting victims.
We have access to counselors. We have access to employee assistance programs. What about folks who experience this in their communities?
Like to even raise an actual mass shooting in comparison to what he went through is absurd.
Brian, if you can hear me, was it a sound?
At first, I thought it was a plate. I thought it was a plate of dinner meals falling to the ground.
Which is it? You were.
And then if you go and listen to Fox or CNN, they added the gunshots, pop, 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 pop,
Oh yeah, they
to
did.
the sound. So when, not all these clips, but if you go back and listen to them, you'll catch
sounds
the
like
ones.
Trays.
They're 2 or 3 minute videos, and they're covering it, and it sounds like pop, pop, pop. They actually put the gunshots into the
added
audio,
sound.
like just like they did 9/11 when they added the planes, right?
So terrified you need counseling, or you actually weren't one of the scared ones because you thought.
And like he said, trays fell. It thought I heard trays. That's what I heard. It sounded like
Even Trump said that.
It sounded like like somebody ran into the glass and it hit the ground, a bunch of plates. And then it triggered, like, when you trigger horses, a herd of horses, it triggered somebody to react or move and then tip over tables, and it caused a bunch of ruckus, and then well, think about it. They were doing the magic trick at the same time, simultaneously, with the Wizard of Oz, right? Oz Perlman, right? At the same time, that was the signal, right? Magician Vivian, right? At the B. At the same time, so then everything triggered. Then you had the actors on stage looking out like if they were looking at the grassy knoll. You know how they all pointed at the grassy knoll? They all pointed. They did the same thing.
It was plates. You're giving off Michelle Kaczynski vibes.
I guess she's in the canoe.
The NBC Today Show correspondent who was rowing her little canoe through the non-existent flood, and then.
So you see how she's telling you, without telling you guys, by using examples of what she can't just come out and tell you, but she's showing you. Some you can tell her that you had to show, and she's using this as an example of how they do these things. And then overreact. She's in 3 inches of water. She's acting like she's caught in a flood, but when in reality there's somebody walking right in front of her with less than ankle deep water.
The firefighters walked right by her. I'm sure it was scary. I do not mean to take that away from those who were in the room. After you realize you're fine and nothing happened to you, you should act like a normal human.
You can act like a man. What's the matter with you?
Yeah, man up. All right, so that's for Megyn Kelly. Notices in real time. So that's what she's shifted, looks like, or she's being used to. She's got a big audience, I'm sure. I don't know who watches her, but she's a big name. So when big names like that or big personalities like that say something, people start waking up.
You know what? I just
when they
looked up
point out
why
the
did.
fake news.
I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
I looked up why did Megyn Kelly leave Fox News, and she said She described the atmosphere as a snake pit.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, it's the reptilians.
Yeah. Holy crap.
Reptiles. The reptiles? Reptilian brain? Alright. Sorry, I got a little distracted. What are they talking about? Oh, yeah. So where are those Epstein files? Yeah, so there that is. More of the staged theater for what? The ballroom, right? For that damn ballroom.
I think it'll be one of the great ballrooms anywhere in the world. It's about $300 million. It's set to do many.
It's like, look, hey, baby, this guy down the street tried shooting at me. He shot at me 5 times. I almost died, but I don't like these curtains. Can you think we can change these curtains out and the lighting in this room? Can we think we can change the bulbs? Because it just gives me a headache. Right? How do you go from assassination attempts to addressing issues like this the next day or within minutes? Right? All right, here we go. Well, there's a reason why.
I think it'll be one of the great ballrooms anywhere in the world. It's about $300 million. It's set to do many things, including meet.
Well, somebody added 100 million because Lady G said that he wants $400 million from us.
Right.
So was what Lindsey Graham wanting another pocket 100 million because Trump said he could do it for 300 million right here. So what is it, Lindsey?
For the China.
Oh, no, the donations from the big donors go for the China.
Right. And he wants our taxpayer.
He wants us to pay for the building and then they'll furnish it with
Yeah, no.
the dinnerware and the chandeliers and shit. They'll pay for that.
Meetings of foreign leaders, including the
Right. So we see the temple.
honoring of foreign leaders. You can see this. This is a plan. If it's got tables so that you honor a foreign leader, we have a proper space. Right now, we have a space that with tables holds about 79 people. I think there'll be nothing like it. And it's being paid for 100% by me and some friends of mine, donors to it. The government's paying absolutely nothing. We're also working with the military on it because they want to make sure everything's perfect. And the military is very much involved in this. They want to make sure everything is absolutely beautiful.
So I'm, looking at these renderings, and it kind of got me thinking, he's likely going to go down as the greatest builder of this era. And you've been in on a lot of those meetings with him. Has, to your knowledge, has the subject of rebuilding the Holy Temple in Jerusalem come up?
It has not. No, it has not. I don't. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Melania Trump expressed her dissatisfaction with President Donald Trump's plans to demolish the east wing of the White House to create a new ballroom.
There was a report that Melania didn't love this idea. Is that true?
She loved her little tiny office, but you know what? She's very smart. In about one day, if you would ask her now, she says it's great. But just so you understand, the East Wing sounds good, right? It sounds good. But the East Wing, that building was renovated 20 times, including adding a floor to the top, which was terrible. It was out of common brick, little tiny windows. It looked like hell. It had nothing to do with the original building. And I didn't want to sacrifice a great ballroom for an okay ballroom by leaving it right smack in the middle.
Now here is the ground plan for the Temple of Solomon. Here's Solomon's Temple, the ground plan. And you'll see there's Jacob and Boaz, and there's the Holy, and then there's the Most Holy.
Right, Jacob and Boaz, right? The J and the B, the 10 and the 2 on the Mickey Mouse clock, Master Mason. Right, 150 years, he said they've been waiting for this temple, right? Since Albert Pike, Adam Weishaupt, George Washington. You know the gang, right?
Ballroom is just another money grab. So, yep.
So, third temple in D.C.
Ground plan for the Temple of Solomon. Here's Solomon's Temple, the ground plan.
Right, we know what this temple's really all about, right? We'll get to that in a minute.
And you'll see there's Jacob and Boaz, and there's the Holy, and then there's the Most Holy. And we're told that there's a veil between the Holy and the Most Holy. Okay? And the only way you can get to God is tear through the veil.
We're adding on to the building a little bit. We're improving the building. See that nice drape? When that comes down, right now you see a very, very deep hole. But in about a year and a half from now, you're going to see a very, very beautiful building. And there's your entrance to it right there. In fact, it looks so nice, I think I'll save money on the doors because it can't get more beautiful than that. I picked those drapes in my first term. I always like gold, but I think we can save a lot of money. I just saved curtains. But, and it'll be spectacular. It'll be the most beautiful ballroom. I believe it because I built many a ballroom. I believe it's going to be the most beautiful ballroom anywhere in the world. And when you hear all that hammering out there, you know why the First Lady is not thrilled exactly.
It looks very holy here until you do it this way. Now you can understand what it's really representing. It's the male inside the female. Okay. Yeah. So that's the most holy. So when you hear all the rabbis and the Jewish people talk about, oh, the most holy of Israel. And all the Lord is in his temple in the most holy. And what? Yeah, look out.
The Egyptian idea, the Egyptian convention of twin phallic pillars at the temple gate was copied by the temple at Jerusalem, where the right pillar was named Jachin, God makes him firm, and the left pillar was named Boaz, eagerness and strength. What are we talking about? Jachin makes him firm, and eagerness and strength. That's in the Bible, 1 Kings. Temple of Solomon represented sex, period. And there are the temple, there it is again. You'll see the temple and the two phallic pillars and Solomon's temple. There they are. Jachin and Boaz, two male phallic pillars in front of the temple. Incidentally, that's where the word temple comes from. The house of God, or the house of El, a temp El. The house of El, the house of the god of Saturn, the temp El. And on all the temp Els, you always had the twin phallic pillars. There it is in downtown, on Wilshire in downtown Los Angeles, the synagogue has the two phallic pillars. You see it all over the world. All over the earth, you see twin phallic pillars going all the way back to the Phoenician Canaanites. This is over in Pasadena at the British Israel Masonic Ambassador College. What is that? What is the symbolism there? Anybody? Am I the only one seeing what the symbolism there?
This is a view of the columns as they are going to be made. They're going to be hand carved and they're beautiful. Top of the line, they'll be Corinthian, which is considered the best, most beautiful by far. Now the military is building a big complex under the ballroom, which has come out recently because of a stupid lawsuit that was filed. But the military is building a massive complex under the ballroom, and that's under construction, and we're doing very well. So we're ahead of schedule. It's part of it. And the ballroom essentially becomes a shed for what's being built under the military, including from drones and including from any other thing. But this is very important because this is going to be with us for a long time.
Not a particularly secure building. And I didn't want to say this, but this is why we have to have all of the attributes of what we're planning at the White House. It's actually a larger room, and it's much more secure. It's drone proof, it's bulletproof glass. We need the ballroom. That's why Secret Service, that's why the military are demanding it. They've wanted the ballroom for 150 years for lots of different reasons, but today's a little bit different because today we.
Oh, right there.
Right, it's
150
underneath,
years.
right? It's underneath. They FOIA'd and won the lawsuit for the information on the ballroom, right? It's a bunker.
Right. So going back, just like he said right there, 150 years they've been wanting this. Like, what the hell?
Mm-hmm.
What group is this that's been around for 150 years that wants this ballroom this whole time?
Exactly.
What group is that?
When he said the military.
It goes back to Albert Pike.
What military?
It goes back to, he's a 33rd degree Freemason, Albert Pike. Right.
That's it.
Because they created that shadow government with the
That's it.
Organic Act of 1871.
Yep.
Right. So the corporation was created after Lincoln, and then they planned all the wars.
Yes.
That's why we're seeing what we're seeing today. That's why nothing can stop what is coming. Nothing can stop this. It doesn't matter what your opinion is. That's what somebody said today. It doesn't matter what my opinion is, Nadine's opinion, Mrs. Sheepdog's, or anyone's opinion about any of this, because it's going to keep. They're going. There's a destination for that, right? And then there's nothing you can do to stop it at that level. Like, what are you gonna do? Tell them to stop doing, like, stop
No,
psyoping us.
just stop giving them
Stop giving
your
them your
energy,
energy.
right?
That's
See
it.
it for what it is. Stop doing mental gymnastics to justify it, and just look at it like you're watching a movie, which you are, and you're not a participant in it,
Right.
and not in theirs.
You're screaming at at Tom Hanks on
Forrest Gump.
Forrest Gump.
Right.
Run, Jenny, run! Right.
Right.
You're screaming at the screen.
Make your own script, your own movie.
All right. So this goes back 150 years.
A particularly secure building. And I didn't want to say this, but this is why we have to have all of the attributes of what we're planning at the White House. It's actually a larger room, and it's much more secure. It's drone proof, it's bulletproof glass. We need the ballroom. That's why Secret Service, that's why the military are demanding it. They've wanted the ballroom for 150 years for lots of different reasons, but today's a little bit different because today we need levels of security that probably nobody's ever seen before.
We don't have a room big enough here at the White House, which is another point to be made. And the president is absolutely right. It's why the White House Ballroom project is not just a fun project for President Trump, like you will read in the media. It is actually critical for our national security that a larger, secure building on this complex, which is the most secure complex in the world, is built to accommodate not only large amounts of guests, but also the president, the vice president, members of the cabinet. The line of secession in this country should be able to gather freely in safety without the fear of threats or political violence. And the White House Ballroom will provide that. And so it's critical that we get this project done as quickly.
You know what's weird is he can go to UFC events and football games and all kinds of other college football games, 600 rallies, and wasn't worried about all the security, but now they absolutely need this level of security.
Right.
But yet,
From who?
right.
Right. From who?
Today, the National Trust president put out a statement, says that they're grateful that everybody's okay, but, and I quote, "We are not planning to voluntarily dismiss our lawsuit, which endangers no one, and which respectfully ask the administration to follow the law. Ballroom construction is continuing unabated until June 5th at the earliest because the injunction is on hold." Where does the Justice Department go from here? And then I have a follow-up on that.
Well, we filed a motion today asking the court to do what the plaintiffs refused to do. We absolutely believe that there is no better example of why this ballroom is
We're
necessary.
going to introduce legislation that would authorize $400 million to be spent to secure to build the presidential ballroom.
And it's being paid for 100% by me and some friends of mine, donors.
Sheepdog, you talking?
Go ahead.
He's Mr. Businessman, right?
Well, Trump
Right.
said 300 million. Now, Lady G right here on
Said 400
April 27th is saying 400 million. He was just at the King
Why do you
Charles
think he was licking his lips?
because he's a damn lizard.
Because he's money hungry, man. That's all they care about. Power, money. It's
That would authorize $400 million to be spent to secure to build the presidential ballroom.
And it's being paid for 100% by me and some friends of mine, donors.
Okay, so what is the 400 million for?
that's a little much.
Like that's like $1 too much because he just said it 100% by him and his
Well,
friends.
When you say that, it goes from 3 to 4. That's like Skull and Bones, 3 to 2.
Yes. Yep. That's it.
Well, by the
Right.
time it's said and done, it'll be $1 billion
And who's responsible for the debt?
corporation.
Exactly. But they want to extract it from us when that is our accounts, right? That's our savings, right? But they owe that money
Yeah.
since 1776. They owe it.
Yep, October 22nd, 2025. Trump said he's got it 100%. Don't worry.
to it. The government's paying absolutely nothing.
Underneath, there will be a lot of military stuff. There will be a Secret Service annex. And we've paid for it by offsetting it with custom fees. But the estimate is 332 million. We're going to do 400 million because I think it's probably going to take more. Private donations can be used, but I think they should be used for buying China and stuff like that.
Yeah. Okay.
Underneath this ballroom.
Oh, yeah?
Does he mean the country China or China?
I thought we were making Iran great again. How come these people can't
Look.
stay focused on one thing at a time?
The reason why they're asking the taxpayers to fund it now is because Trump's tariffs failed, right? Now he has to reimburse everybody because they found it unconstitutional. A lot of people didn't know that, right? It's the courts ruled it unconstitutional. So now he has to reimburse all the tariffs, which was told that we would get a cut of that tariff, right?
Yeah.
No, he has to reimburse the corporations for those tariffs now.
That son of a bitch.
They should be used for buying China and stuff like that. Underneath this ballroom will be infrastructure that is national security centric.
Okay.
The ballroom itself will avoid the dilemma of having to leave the White House grounds with future presidents and this president's to go downtown in a place that's less secure.
Okay. So I guess the war in Iran's over? Or is that over?
Well, they stopped talking about it.
Because I'm wondering, when did Lindsey
Because they
Graham take
had
a break from
an
that?
assassination.
He took a break from like the war in Iran to make this announcement about the ballroom?
Well, because I think Iran's putting all those videos out and people are waking up to that, so they had to switch gears, right? Have us focus on something else.
The Statue of Liberty could not be put on land according to maritime law. It had to be put in water. So they built harbor of New York and put the Statue of Liberty out there because the law said that they could not put it on land. Why? It's because the statue is called the Statue of Liberty, not the Statue of Freedom. We're not free. Liberty is what a sailor gets when you pull in the port. You ask the captain if you can have a little free time. And if he allows you to, most likely he's not, but if he allows you to have some time, then you get liberty. You don't have freedom. So there's a world of difference between being a free American and having liberty. So that's why you couldn't put the Statue of Liberty on our land.
It's not the Statue of Freedom. It's a Statue of Liberty, which is only something that's given to you, permitted when they feel like it.
Exactly. And any government that can give you something can take it away. That's why civil rights, there is no such a thing as a civil right. That's why you have the American Civil Liberties Union, not a civil right, meaning civil comes from government, civility of the government. Well, anytime the government gives you something, the next administration coming in can cancel it. So you don't have any rights. You have a liberty, hopefully.
If you're seeking the real truth, if you want to understand what you...
Oh boy, that stuff really burns my bottom.
Right? Like 66 said, why don't they just print some more Illuminati money? Right?
Monopoly.
Well, the money's monopoly money. It's not the fact that they can print it. It's that they need the energy of it. That's the currency. They need our currency, our hard work, or everything, or it's nothing. It's like a black magic, basically, right? They manipulate the energy from us. They extract it from us. So it's not really the money, per se, that they just can print freely because they can. It's what they extract from us that they thrive on. That's what gives them power. So money is really obsolete. It's just really a game to them. But it's the energy. And when we withdraw that energy, it's when they become obsolete.
Yeah, so the idea of a third temple is an affront to the true temple of the Holy Spirit, which Jesus said lives in us once we are reborn, and is an abomination to God. Right. So they're talking about the third temple. They don't realize what they're looking for it in the physical.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Solo man, Solomon's temple, solo man.
Hello.
If you look at the
Solo
layout,
man.
this looks like the head, the body, and the legs. Not.
What they ought to do is evacuate up there on the hill and get a great big missile and blow that wicked dome of the rock plumb off of the spot where it's standing right now so we can get that third temple rebuilt and usher in the coming of Jesus.
Did you hear
I think
that?
they're trying to piss off Jesus.
I think that
That's not
he
what
said
Jesus
he
would
said
want.
we're gonna blow some people up.
You know,
We're
screw
gonna
if there's children and old people and
they won't move? Oh, don't worry about that. We got a missile. We'll just blow that spot up and then rebuild right where it was at.
that makes me sick.
Think about that. Watch this.
And usher in the coming of
So hold on.
rebuilt and usher in the coming now so we can get that third temple plumb off of the spot where it's wicked dome of the rock plumb off of the spot where it's standing right now so we can get that third temple rebuilt and usher in the coming of Jesus.
Oh yeah.
And you think you can
That's
make
right here, sir.
make that happen? You're gonna provoke that to happen?
Yeah, that's right.
No.
It's a complete denial of Christ is what
Yeah.
he's doing. He's denying Christ.
That energy comes when it's supposed to come, and nobody can force it, no one can make it, unless you're trying to provoke it.
Mr. Relatable said, as a Christian, to lend credence to the third temple is to 100% deny Christ.
100%.
Right there. So, right, just reading the comments right there. So you're Antichrist is the third temple builder, right? And they want,
Right.
and they need to worship a cow.
Because it's an inside job, always has been. They're looking for the physical. They need the
The
physical.
Patriot voice said, "It's the blind leading the blind straight to hell."
Yep.
When you got to blow up something in order to build something for Jesus, then that's might not be for Jesus.
No.
I don't think he would. I don't. And nowhere in the Bible and anything I've read does it say anything about blowing up another town or camp or
No,
any
he
kind
was
of.
against all that.
That's what I thought. Is
He even said,
so
love
that's
your
not the
neighbor
spirit of
and
Christ, in
pray
other
for
words,
your
right?
enemy.
Alan says that is where the abomination of desolation happens. Every religious fanatic should be wiped from this planet. Religion is the most evil shit man has ever made up, Vidar said, because they start wars behind the religion and steal shit from people and blow people up in the name of the scriptures, right?
Yeah, so they keep them in the 3D thinking instead of the spiritual, right?
Right. On that view, the temple it used to be in Jerusalem, then became the individual body of Jesus, then ceased to be that and became the corporate temple of the Holy Spirit and all believers, then morphed into the individual believer, 1 Corinthians 6-19, and finally back to the social temple. Don't they understand that they are aligning themselves with the future Antichrist? Jamie Perkins said. All right. When did Jesus say that? Sounds just as retarded as the whole Jew Messiah thing.
Retarded.
Dude is really excited to summon the Antichrist for the Jews. Why is he? Well, that's Greg Locke summoning the Antichrist. Why not just build a golden calf and have an orgy and say it's for the Lord? Seriously.
What did they just build? A big gold statue of Trump.
There will be
They
a new
really
temple.
did.
The Antichrist will stand in it and declare himself God right before Jesus comes back and judges the earth. They're waving the star of Remphan. How are the dots not being connected? The third temple is where the Antichrist will commit the abomination of desolation. Is Christians that believe in this pre-trib rapture Hollywood fairy tale need to open their eyes? We are walking right into the beast system,
Yep.
right? And the Christians are the ones cheering it on. Never thought it was going to be this way. This is so disturbing. This video gives me the creeps. Watch out that no one deceives you, for many will come in my name. Enter through the narrow gate, for wide is the gate, and broad is the road that leads to destruction, and many enter through it. Jesus told us this would happen. Don't fret, you know what's coming. American Christians are the, okay, I'm not going to read that. We just need, okay. You got that clip? Let me see if I got it on the video. Yep, so I'm just reading a few comments there to see what people thought about the video that we just shared. I'll share this in the, yeah. Here, 1 second, pull it up. I thought I had that downloaded. But let me play this in the meantime while I get that clip.
That's why it's by itself. That's why it's hated. It has no culture. Everyone that comes here, America has no culture. That's why it's greedy. That's why it's by itself. That's why it's hated. It has no culture. Everyone that comes here comes for one reason: greed. It's the only reason they come in. They leave everything behind. Everything. Their land, their culture, their family, their relations. It's pathetic. We're prisoners of war. Legally, that's what they won't tell you that. But in order for them to continually violate their Constitution and their treaties with us, we have to be prisoners of war. Okay? So the whole idea of what Guantanamo and Bagram comes from Indian reservations, just like the Nazi, what Hitler called the labor camps. He wrote, the United States of America has a great idea. Apartheid in South Africa, that came here. The West Bank, the whole strategy of the Israelis comes from America. Because it's an outlaw country. It always has been an outlaw country. It's evil to its own people, and they don't see it.
They don't see it.
You don't see it? That's what that guy said. He was at the airport, and he said they're eating babies, and the lady said, they can't hear you.
Yeah, can't hear you. They're not on the same
They can't hear
frequency.
you. They can't see it.
Magic doesn't work on chosen ones who move righteously. And it's not just spiritual, but it's also scientific, because negative energy multiplies itself in the name of karma, so it can't override high frequency systems because chaos cannot dominate coherence. Because darkness has to borrow light in order for it to be noticed. So all the jealous ass energy, the envy, the hating, and the ulterior motives are basically lower grades of black magic that people practice every day, unconsciously. For the people who like the gossip, you got to understand that every word is an energetic waveform and every motive is a signal. So when you're out here talking shit about people, you're not actually casting a spell on them. You're casting a spell on your nervous system with negative ass energy. So when it comes to the chosen ones, we don't have a lot of problems because we have a clean energy field. Because integrity creates insulation and truth creates voltage, which is a protection that's interconnected to your energetic morphic field. So when you have a righteous aura, that collapses the malicious intentions that's coming from negative ass people. With all that shit being said, no matter how much you try to sabotage a chosen one, that shit will not work. The black magic, those incantations, that dark energy is not going to work on the chosen one, so stop wasting your time.
Right?
I had a thought. There's a trope in films where at the end of the movie, the bad guy always spills the beans on what his master plan was and what all his secrets were. And the trope is there because he anticipates that he has the good guy right where he wants him, right? He's done. There's nothing he can do about what's going to happen, so he's going to tell him everything. All right, now hold on to that trope for a second, okay? We're gonna jump through some hoops for a second, all right? Just come with me. There's an amazing show that it's supposed to be a comedy, where God has a table in front of him, and there's like the whole planet, and little people are running around. There's like a butler. The guy who's playing God is the guy that was in the 6th district or District 9. I think it's District 9, where he plays like a guy that gets infected and turns into an alien. That's an interesting connection there. Anyway, whatever. Listen, imagine we're walking around on this table. We're the little people on this table, and there's a timer on that table that triggers every 6,300 years, and there's a wipe, and there's a flood, and it wipes the whole board, and it starts over again, right? Revelations isn't the only book in human history that talks about all secrets get revealed near the end. We talk about it in movies. Hopi talk about it. The Aztecs talked about it. The Mayans talk about it. All across the countries. All the countries across the globe, right? Or the world, or the planet, whatever it is, whatever. They all tell the same kind of stories, just different languages, right? Tower Bob. We're in a movie, we're in a simulation, we're in a 3D, we're in a prison, we're in a blah, blah, blah. Everybody has something, right? There's another trope that I want to bring up, is First Contact, Star Trek. Now, this is just one movie, but it's a trope in a lot of movies. It's a concept of, if we came across an alien species, like we went to another planet, like, oh, look at this, there's alien life. Well, we cannot contact them because it'll blow their mind, right? But we can't just leave them there. We can't just leave them there. We want to bring them in. We want to talk to them. We want to engage with them. But, we can't just show up and just say, hey, here we are, and here's all this crazy technology. We have to incrementally bring them into the fold, into the consciousness, into the whatever, all this stuff. People are talking about like disclosures coming. What if disclosure happened at the beginning and the whole process is disclosure? The whole process is to get us to figure this out. So when the reset happens after 6,000, 6,300 years, whatever it is, the little clock on the board game, that God's playing, the whole point is for you to figure it out. Wake up or choose to stay. And I had done a video a while back where I said this reverse rapture thing. And I've gotten so many comments. I've gotten so many messages. And I've been thinking so hard on it, particularly with this concept of 3D to 5D. I notice people keep skipping 4D. They don't talk about 4D. They talk about the 3D and 5D, right? I mean, what we're talking about is dimensions. We're talking about just alternate dimensions. And people say they feel somebody around them. Hell, my ex-wife used to tell me she get a smell, and she could smell her dad. She could smell her. And then she would actually say, like, I smell you. I know you're here. I love you. What if he really is there? He's just in another dimension. Okay? Let's keep going. Let's keep going. What if everybody's right? What if everybody's right about this rapture? Whatever it is, it's a rapture. It's not in the Bible. I know it's not in the Bible. Come on, get out of my comments with that nonsense. Understand what I'm doing. I'm talking about all of our culture's talking. Okay, so let's skip those comments for a second. If everybody's right, then some people, let's say they are bad entities, they're bad spirits, they're bad people, they're whatever, they're low vibe, right? What if they see a rapture? They see people just and they see that, right? Now, what if the reverse rapture also happens at the exact same time, where people that are staying here, and then a whole bunch of bad people get raptured, and it happens all at the same time because there is a crack in the earth. Sammy Hagar, 77. Check that out. Anyway, listen. What if that happens at the exact same time and people are just shifting dimensions? And all the bad people get wiped out because that's what the good people want. The good people are like, we're tired of you crazy people that are hating each other for no daggum good reason. You're influenced by bad things and you're just going with it, and we're tired of you. We're so tired of you. We just want to get along. And that's what I want. Because Jesus teaches us. Jesus, Yeshua HaMashiach, whatever the names, some people also say it's Horus, you can say all kinds of things. But what if that's the point, is I want this this is what I want. And then once you get to the timer, at the end of the timer, you get what you want. And if you want all the good people to go so you can be bad without anybody telling you what to do, you don't want the rules, you don't want to be held accountable, you want to do what you want. Okay, well then the good people vanish. They're gone. You get to do whatever you want. Enjoy that. That's going to be fun for you for a little while, until the music stops playing and they tell you to keep dancing. But what if also, at the same time, the good people, the good, full lamp full, high vibe, high frequency, all that stuff. What if they see at the same time, instead of them taking off, all the bad people get, because that's what I want. I want the bad people gone. It's gotten too big. There's nothing I can do. There's nothing I can do. And then so many people are like, there's nothing we can do. We're seeing all this stuff and it's so big. It's so massive. We can't do anything. And they go into a book and they start diving into themselves. I'm not talking about just getting into the book. Because if you are in China, if you are in South America, if you are in Alaska, if you're in wherever, Russia, you're getting into whatever spiritual book that basically says the same thing, is that it's all in you. It's in you. It's in you. Nobody's coming to save you. Just like everybody says, right? Nobody's coming to save you because it's in you. That's what he kept saying. When they asked him, what's your name? He said, I. When they asked God, what's your name? They didn't give him a name. Everybody has a name. Nobody has a name because he says, I. I am that I am. I am that I am. I. So when Jesus is saying, do as I say, he's not saying I. He's saying, listen to me. Listen to me. I is you. And you can do what I can do. In fact, you can do greater because I just figured this out. You're going to figure this out. And you're going to have a whole bunch more knowledge when you guys figure it out. And you'll be able to do even more with the faith of a mustard seed. So if that's kind of the world I want to be in. So if a lot of other people are in that vibe and the clock strikes 0, which it seems like it is. I mean, poles shift. The poles are shifting. Sun's acting goofy. The whole solar system, the whole thing is it fake? Is it fake? Is space fake? Okay, but then why are we keeping track of this stuff? We're keeping track of this stuff because it's a clock. We're keeping track of it because it's a clock. Book of Enoch. It's a long, boring thing, but I bet if you sat down long enough and you went through that whole book where he's going through the seasons and you do the math, you figure out it's a clock. It's a ticking clock. And we're near the end. And that's a good thing. That's a good thing. It's a bad thing for the people that are in low vibe. They don't want to do it. They don't want to do it. They want to party. They just want the good people going. So there's some choices right there at the end. I choose I. All right, let's tie this all together. So if it's a board game and it gets wiped every 300 years and it starts over again, a whole bunch of people say, we've done this before, and there's old civilizations that we can't figure out how they made it. And if Horus was Jesus, and Jesus was Jesus, and there was another one before that, and then there was a Fanuel before that, and we just keep resetting and resetting. What if this is just a checklist of every time this reset happens, we're just gathering up and separating the good souls because choice is a choice. Choice is a thing. So you get to decide what you want, and they get to decide who they want to bring up. They get to decide who they get to send down. They get to decide, like they're sifting through it. They're sifting through the wheats and the tares. We've done this before, and some of us remember. Sit on that for a little bit.
There we go. All right.
Oh, I just wanted to let y'all know I put that in the chat about Georgia Peach's service. Let me find it. Okay, the flower shop, you can order the flowers for Georgia Peach. Is the contact person is Shannon. Number's 256-706-7382. Her Georgia Peach's name was Debbie Dell, right? So I put that information in the chat as well. And her service is going to be, hold on, Debbie Dell, right? You can also donate the, let's see, it will be, okay, doesn't say. Anyways, I have I'll have him post this. Can you post that in the chat right there? It's pinned.
There you go. I'll post that in the chats for everybody. All right, there's YouTube. Here's Bubble.
You can send flowers through that site, and you can also donate or plant a tree in memory of Debbie. Right? And you can also sign up in the keepsake book. You can put like something you want to say about her.
All right, there it is. YouTube, there's Bumble. There we go.
Her service is private, so it will be held by the family at a later date. They don't have an exact date yet, but it's going to be private, but you can donate or send flowers through that website.
All right. Yeah, so you can just click here to send flowers, huh? Or you just, like you
Yeah, you
said, go to
can send
that.
flowers, or you can contact that number I just gave you. You can call them directly, or you can just, find someone to send it there. Or you can have it like plant the tree. They'll plant a tree for her under her name. Just whatever you choose to do. But she's dearly missed by many. She was a great contribution, and we're going to miss her.
Anybody else got anything? If not, we'll
No.
see y'all.
Yeah, have a good night, everybody.
Good night, everyone. Thank you for being with us tonight.
Love and light. Fly high, Georgia Peach.
Yep.
Claimed, still the voice is soft, their hunger unnamed, but the truth breaks through the painted lies. Human shadows rising as the old world dies.
The streets are quiet, but the fear is loud. A stolen earth beneath an alien shroud. In the dark, a spark begins. A whisper goes beneath our skin.
We rise as one.
This is the final battle, where the broken learn to stand. Every faith in every color.
Your voice.
Let freedom echo. Tonight we take our future back again.
The people stand together from every city,
every shore, from every creed we stood before. No single banner led the way, just hearts that refuse to fade away. Across all races, side by side, a human tide Fill your